and edits their work, as well as how thoroughly they understand their audience and purpose. Mastering the writing process and conducting a thoughtful audience analysis ensures that information is communicated clearly, logically, and persuasively. Please, let me, please hold on. Let me record a class, then we continue. Okay, so let's continue. So, okay, so take note, today we'll touch some practical on the product I made mention of. So, number one, the writing process. The writing process is a systematic approach that helps writers produce clear, accurate, and well-organized documents. It typically involves four key stages: planning, drafting, revising, and editing, which I mentioned earlier. These are our writing process. So today, I think I'll take out 30 minutes to go through the process, through the products, which I told you to join the group. I'm going to explain the products. Then in our next class, another 30 minutes, where we will plan, put a structured plan on which part of the product we are starting with first. Then we will all write our project based on our own point of view. So it's not going to be a general write-up. So if you are working on probably the landing page first, the way I write my landing page should be different from the way you write yours. So it's going to be an individual project, and the project is just for for 1 week, just for 1 week. So you have the whole of 1 week to do everything you want to do about that product. Go in depth, try so many things, and write what you see, what you think your users need to know. Remember, technical writing is giving your audience, giving your people what they need to know. You don't need to talk about the design of the website. They don't need to know that. They need to know what is this website for, the content of the website, how to make use of the website, and the results. That's all. They don't need to know which one is the front end or the back end, or who is the developer, who is the founder, who is the owner. No, they're not. That is not your job role. Other writers have their own role to play, which that will be done. But for your own part, is to give the audience what it's useful for them to make use of during their use of that particular product. So we are all going to do that together. While I guide you, you write your thing. Then while I guide you, you write your thing. Then we all report back together. And at the end of the day, we find results. So the writing process, the first one is planning. The planning stage is the foundation of any successful writing project. It involves thinking critically about the purpose, audience, and context of the document before any actual writing begins. A, determining purpose. The purpose defines why you are writing. Common purposes in technical and professional writing include to inform, instruct, persuade, or document. A clear sense of purpose helps determining what kind of information to include, the tone to adopt, and the organization to follow, which involves informative writing. It explains concept or presents data. Persuasive writing, it aims to convince the audience to take action or adopt a viewpoint. You have instructional writing, provides step-by-step directions or procedures. We have documentary writing. It provides record facts, findings, and decisions for reference. Then under planning, you have analyzing the audience. Understanding who will read the document shapes every aspect of your writing, from vocabulary and tone to content depth and format. Audience analysis, discussed in detail later, ensures that your writing meets the reader's needs and expectations, which is what I have been talking about. So, as a writer, as a professional writer, or as a technical writer, what you are giving to your audience is what is mandatory. Any other writer in their own field can channel their energy into storytelling or any other thing they want to do. But your own job is to make sure you give them what the sole purpose of the product you are writing on is and how to make use of that product. Very, very important. Now, before we push up, is there anyone that do not have the Microsoft Word skill? Is anyone that cannot make use of Microsoft Word? Anyone here? Please, can you respond? Anyone here? Okay, Rukayat, your hands are up. You don't know how to make use of Microsoft Word.
Yeah, yes, I'm not really familiar with it. I mostly use WPS if I want to type out documents.
Omomowo, God's gift. What of you? God's gift, your hands are up. What about you? Unmute your mic so I can hear what you're saying. God's gifts, unmute your mic. Okay, I think our network is having issue. So Rukayat, Microsoft Word is similar to WPS. It's similar. So I don't think you have a laptop, right, Rukayat? Rukayat, you have a laptop.
Yes, sir.
So how do you use? Well, what do you use to type on your laptop? WPS.
No, sir. I mostly do everything on my phone actually. It's not like I can't find my way around it. I can always find my way around it, but like I'm not familiar with using it.
Okay, then that means you know how to use it. Then God's gift. You are not saying anything. You keep raising your hands up. You don't know how to unmute your mic. Okay, so the kind of fonts you'll be making use of and the design, your text pattern and everything will be discussed when I introduce you to the product. Okay, so you have the section C, which is research. Oops, come on. Section C, which is researching and gathering information. Accurate, accurate, well-researched information strengthens credibility. Use reliable sources, collect relevant data, and verify facts before including them in your draft. Then D, you have organizing information. Once the content is gathered, plan how to arrange it logically. Underlining or mind mapping helps to identify main points, supporting details, and the best sequence to guide readers smoothly through the material. Now, outside being a technical writer or a professional writer, a script writer, a storyteller, um, a content writer, whatsoever field in writing you are, it is very, very important and very, very mandatory to plan before you start writing. Even though I know there are some form of writing that can be taken through inspo, that through inspiration, but as a technical writer, your feeling doesn't matter. Your personal inspiration doesn't matter as a technical writer. But there are other forms of writing that is based on inspiration. You don't need to plan for it. The way you are inspired is the way you write it. Probably like storytelling. So planning is very, very essential in technical writing. That's why I'm telling you that today by 9, we will take out 30 minutes. That was 9 to 9:30. We'll go through the product extensively. I will also drop the link. You also have access to the link of the product. You go through it yourself. Get to understand the product yourself. Gather every questions you need about the product. Then, in our next class, we now sit down. Before then, I should be able to go through everybody's question. I will sit down, go through them, provide an already made answer. So once you come up, you ask your question, I give you an answer, then we plan. We all plan together on how we are going to execute the task. Am I clear? I hope I'm not too fast.
No, sir.
No,
I'm
sir.
not too.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm hearing yes, I'm hearing no. Which one? Are we both confused?
You are not too fast, sir. So I meant your speed is okay.
Okay, no problem. Then okay. So if I'm slow, that makes sense. All right, so the next one we are going into is drafting. This 8:24, we have about 36 minutes to go before we start looking into the product. So the next one is drafting. Drafting is the stage where planning takes shape as written text. Drafting, they are not telling you that what you are drafting or what you are writing is supposed to make sense. Drafting. Drafting is the stage where whatsoever you plan or you imagine takes shape as a written text or goes into writing. The goal is to produce a working version of the document, not a polished piece. The goal is to produce a working version of the document, not a polished piece. You know what it means for it to be polished. I don't need to explain that. Now, key principles during drafting. Focus on content over correction, over correctness. Take note. Focus on content over correctness. Get ideas down without worrying too much about grammar or phrasing. Follow the outline but remain flexible in new if new idea emerges. Write with the audience perspective in mind. What question might they ask? What background information do they need? Maintain a logical flow between paragraph and sections through transition and clear topic sentences. You had planning as number one. You now have drafting as number. When they say drafting, they're not telling you to start writing the things that are correct. Drafting means what you have planned, start putting them into book. So while you are planning, you can be drafting at the same time. For example, you go through a company that produces a air conditioner reaches out to you, that's the AC, to say, oh, we need a technical writer. We are building this product, and this product is totally different from what we have. These are your salary, blah, 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 blah. You are hired. Fine. Now, when you are with the engineer to get his own part of the story, which is also your planning phase, whatsoever your engineer is saying, you should be drafting it down. You now go into the what should I call them? Into the mechanical parts. Whatever they say, you take it down. So when you go through to different sections of people that formed that structure or that formed that device, you should have a book, you should have something that you are drafting down some information. Remember, while drafting, it is not expected that your information is correct. Are you following me? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is not expected that your information is correct. That is it. So that phase is just a process for you to put down what you know, what you've gotten, the little things you've been able to gather, put it down first. Then you make use of that same thing to structure that. Okay, let's continue. So that is just drafting. The next stage is what we call revising. Revising means reseeing the drafts. It involves reviewing content, structure, and coherence rather than surface level error. This stage transforms an adequate draft into effective purpose document. Take note, this revising stage is not the stage where you form where you get the polished piece. No, this is just a stage where you go through everything that you put down and try to see how you can structure it in a way that will make more sense. Now, let's continue. Key revision activities. The first one is evaluate clarity. Is the message clear and easy to follow? Take note. Now it is very, very important. I keep talking about how technical writers make documents for this other set, for the set of users, which are the end users. Now, take note. As a technical writer, your documentation must be very, very clear and very, very easy to understand. It must be very, very clear and easy to understand. Okay? Okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm happy you are confirming it. Now, ensure coherence. Do sections connect logically? Are transitions smooth? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. Refine organization. Is information presented in the most sequence? Now, if the first stage is for you to open the carton, and when you open the carton, you take out the panel of your AC or the casing of your AC first. You shouldn't put that part, which is the first one, as the next thing to do. You shouldn't put it as the next thing to do, but rather put it at the top. So it must follow step by step process to get the necessary information or to get the necessary data that you are looking for. So it shouldn't be disorganized for any reason. Now you have the next point, which is check completeness. Are all necessary details included? Are any unnecessary parts distracting? Assess tone and style. Are they appropriate for audience and purpose? These are just English language, which at the end of the day, you can break it down and make someone to understand. Which at the end of the day, you can break it down and make someone to understand. Okay? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now on to the next. Um Writers often benefit from feedback during this stage from peers, supervisors, or test readers who represent the target audience. Test readers who represent the target audience. But now, it is not on every product. It is not on every product that you can improve based on feedback. I'm saying it again. It is not on every product that you can improve based on feedback. Yes, there is no how you write without making one or two mistakes. Now, those mistakes can cost people's life. That's why it's important. You shouldn't wait for feedback from test readers, but rather you can get feedback from your supervisor. You can get it from your colleague, your friends, but not audience making use of that product. Like I said, it's not on every product that can be possible. That's by the way. So, so for you have the next one, editing and proofreading. Proofreading, I mean, sorry, let me go up. So editing and proofreading. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So you have editing
Yes, sir.
and
We can still see your screen.
okay. You have editing and proofreading. Editing focuses on polishing the language and ensuring technical accuracy. What does editing do? Editing focuses on editing focuses on um, polishing the language and ensuring technical accuracy. This final stage includes correcting grammar and punctuation. Please hold on. Okay, so editing and proofreading. Editing focuses on polishing the language and ensuring technical accuracy. This final stage includes correcting grammar, punctuation, formatting, and style issues. This final stage includes correcting grammar, punctuation, formatting, and style issue. Remember, you had the planning stage. You now have the drafting stage. You have the revising stage. And lastly, editing and proofreading. Now, editing checklist, grammar and mechanics. Check sentence structure, verb tenses, punctuation and spelling. Consistency, ensure consistent terminology, formatting and citation style. If you are a writer already, you will know what this means, formatting and citation style. But as you progress, you get to know better, you get to know and understand better. Now we have style and tone. Verify that word choice and phrasing are appropriate for audience. Verify that word choice and phrasing are appropriate for audience. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Now you have formatting. Confirm headings, lists, tables, and visuals are labeled and aligned properly. Now, let me ask a question. From what you think, do you think or do you suggest it is nice? I want to ask, do you think or do you suggest that it is nice for um okay, do you think a technical writer can represent his or her writing with objects? It's a question. Do you think it is okay? Do you think it is the work of a technical writer to represent his writing with objects? Objects, or should I call it pictures? Let's use the word pictures so that it doesn't confuse you. Do you think it is the work of a technical writer to explain or write some things down with an image? Who wants to answer the question? Chioma, please.
Um, so I think um you can it as a technical writer you can use diagram to depict some like to depict what you're explaining, since the work of a technical writer is explaining to audience in a layman language per se. So I think I'm not sure, I'm not a professional, but I think it's also your work. If it is needed, where it is needed, you can include diagram.
Okay. So what you are saying, that's from what I've heard from what you've said. You are saying that if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Okay.
Okay, yes. So you are saying with all your chest
Uh-huh.
that if it is right for a technical writer to use objects to represent some data, that's what you are saying.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who is supporting this motion? If you have 5, 6 people or 10 people to support you, that means you are correct. So if you are supporting Chioma peace, and also if you have something to say against what Chioma is saying, Or should I reward someone? Not with this topic. I'll reward someone. But if you are supporting Choma, just say hi one after the other. I'll be the one counting.
Hi.
One,
Hi.
Hi.
three,
Hi.
yeah, four,
Hi.
five, six,
I.
Hi.
yeah. You don't do free tickets. Everybody will rush.
So it's basically part of what we treated in our previous class.
Ah, okay. All right. So true. So you see some manuals that come in, and if you notice, most of those manual they have some objects, some pictures, some plans that comes with it. So that helps people to that guides people, and make you understand that if you put probably is a structure, is something that you need to that was unpacked. Probably so probably if it's something that needs to be packed and unpacked, and you are telling someone remove the leg, put it at the right hand corner. Now, if the person is holding it the opposite way, how will the person know which part is the right hand corner? Put the bolt 3 inches from the top. Now the thing is a rod. Which one is the top? Which one is beneath? So an an object representation of what you are writing in your context is very, very mandatory, depending on the kind of product. Depending on the kind of product. Not every product, not every industry, or yeah, not every writing needs that object representation. But some products, depending on your own role, will surely make use of something like that. So it's very, 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 very important. And now it is for you to decide, because you are the one managing the whole process. So it's for you to decide, oh, is what I'm doing correct? Does my product need object representation? If yes, go ahead. If no, and you are sure it is no, before you put fire in someone's house, be certain, because you might not just lose your job, but go to a place that is very dark. So be very sure. Now, we have something we call audience analysis. Which one did we finish with first? What was the first one? What was the first one? Now, someone now, I'm certain there's someone trying to open
Writing
their book.
process and not writing process.
Planning, sir.
Who answered it? Rukayat, what did you say?
I said planning. This is like the second steps on the writing process and audience analysis.
Is planning the second step under writing process?
No, I
First
said
step.
planning. Planning is the first one we just finished treating.
Someone
Then
said yes. Okay, so mention the four stages of writing process. Who is there? Now heaven has kept quiet. Who is the person?
So
Four. Okay.
okay, the first one is planning, second one is drafting, the third one is revising, and the fourth one is editing and proofreading.
Please, oh, we need to cast some votes. There's another one I made mention that she hasn't mentioned. Please, if you know it, say it now. There's just one left. I made mention of it before I concluded. Who is saying something? I'm not hearing you.
Sir, is it formatting?
No, you've mentioned four. There's one left. Who is saying something?
Determining purpose.
Jesus. Did, was it from me? Someone
That
should
was
say it now. Okafor, what did he say?
I said determining purpose.
Eh, who else? Time is going. Who else?
Editing.
Okay. Oh. Uh, from what I mentioned only four. So the other parts, if guys are, I don't know where you guys are getting it from. Okafor said determining purpose. You're on your own. Oh. I road, you are going to. I'm not there. All right. So the next part is audience analysis. Understanding the audience at the heart of effective communication. Even the most well-written document fails if it does not meet with the audience expectations, needs, or level of understanding. Now, have you ever gone through a document and yes, you are going through the manual, then something is missing. You can't find it in that manual. Has it ever occurred to you? Probably you got a blender or something, you are trying to fix it up. Yes, you are done fixing, but there's one particular piece of that blender that has not been fixed, that has not been attached. It's just the, and you've gone through the entire manual from the beginning to the end. You can't still find where that particular piece, what you have to do with that particular piece. Has it ever happened to you before? Huh? Please, let's be more interactive. Yes
Yes,
or no?
sir.
Yes,
It has,
sir.
so it has happened to you. I think Adeoluwa. Which of the products were you using, and what happened? Adeoluwa, I'm not hearing you. What did you say?
It was the rechargeable fan, and there was one rechargeable and fan. Oh, crazy.
Okay. Rukayat, you said yes. Which product was it? Rukayat, are you hearing me? You said yes. Which product was it?
Yes, sir. I can't really remember, but I'm sure I could remember a particular time, maybe where I was working with something new and some things were missing. Most likely appliances. Yes.
Did you go through the manual again? Huh?
I'm not sure.
Wow.
But like maybe from the visual representation, I'm not seeing what I'm meant to see. So we just automatically thought it was missing. Or there are some parts that maybe might be there, but they didn't explain how to use it in the manual. I think that one is more relatable to.
Okay. Now I understand you. Now I understand you. So, so you've now seen the reason why it's very, very important. It's a very important process to make sure your documentation is up to date. Now let's continue. Importance of importance of audience analysis. Importance of audience analysis. Audience analysis helps writers adapt content to the readers' knowledge level, that is the experts, technical or non-technical. Another importance of audience analysis, it chooses the right tone, style, and format. formal reports, email, manual and presentation. Anticipate readers' expectations and reactions. Ensure the document achieves its intended purpose, whether to inform, instruct, persuade, or document. Now, this last line should give you a question. So let's ask questions before I continue. Let's ask questions before I continue. Who is going first?
Sorry, sir. The questions, is it just from the audience analysis or from everything we've done so far?
Everything we've done so far.
Yes, I have a question. Under the planning part of the writing process, we discussed about
Okay.
researching and gathering information. So my question is like, what tools would you recommend or do you use when researching or gathering information when you're doing any technical writing?
All right. When you talk about researching and gathering information, one of the work of a project manager too. Now, as a technical writer, one-on-one interview or one-on-one communication is a research process. ChatGPT, either the pro or the free version, is a good tool too. Other people's reports is a good tool for research. So if you box all those things together, you should be able to get the answer to a particular question you asked yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So that is Adeolu. Any other person? Any other person? All right. So this last line will be part of your assignment for today. Okay. So in technical communication, readers often have specific goal, which is solving a problem, completing a task, or making a decision. The writer's job is to facilitate that purpose by presenting information that is accurate, accessible, and actionable. Sorry. Types of audiences. Writers may address one or several of the following audiences simultaneously. We have primary audience, the main reader who will act on or be directly affected by the document. Example, clients, manager, and users. Secondary audience, individuals who might read the document for reference or background information. Example, technical staff, auditors, and regulators. Now, you have the third one, which is tertiary audience. Those indirectly affected, such as general public or media, who might interpret the document later. Now, who can give me an example of maybe something that happened that you can classify a particular set of audience as tertiary audience? All right, assignments. Take that down as an assignment. Write down just in 30 words just in 30 words, an incident that has happened in Nigeria concerning a particular organization or product and identify tertiary audience. In 30 words, identify something that has happened in Nigeria publicly and also identify a tertiary audience from that product or from that organization. So if you have the question right, post it in the group. Mine, I've not written it down. So if I repeat it again, I might be wrong. So if you got the first one, drop it in the group today. Now let's continue. Where are you? So recognizing multiple audiences ensures that information is laid appropriately with summaries for general readers and detailed data for experts. Audience characteristics to consider. When analyzing your audience, consider the following dimensions: knowledge level, guideline questions. What does the audience already know? What must you explain? Need and expectation. What information or outcome are they seeking? Demographics. What are their age, education, cultural background, or professional roles? Demo Attitude and values. How might they feel about about the topic? Are they supportive, skeptical, or neutral? Context of use. Where and how will they use the information? In the field, at the desk, or in training? Decision-making role. Will they use the document to make a decision or perform a task? Please remember, all these things will be used when we start working on our project by this week. So from tomorrow, everybody will kickstart working on their project, submit it on Tuesday. Then we have our class on Wednesday, and we start another project Thursday, then submit it the last week of the training. Yes, so we have two products to look into. Now, consider all these characteristics and guideline questions. By answering these questions, writers can tailor their document language, structure, and detail level to maximize comprehension and engagement. Now, what was the first one? This is the third one now, structuring information logically. I will ask someone, I'll choose someone to ask. It's not a general question. So what was the first point? Ikmat Ibrahim.
I'm here, sir.
So what was the first point? We did the first one, the second one. Now this is the third one. The third one is structuring information logically. So what's the third? What's the first and the second?
The first one is writing process, and the second one is audience analysis.
All right. So the next person is Oka. Oh, no, not Okafor. Okafor has been trying. Samuel Fadaunsi. The writing process. What consists of the writing process? Samuel, unmute your mic. Samuel Fadaunsi.
It consists, the planning is the drafting, the reviewing, editing, and proofreading, and research also.
How many is that?
The planning, drafting, reviewing, editing, proofreading, and research.
Was there any research? Igmat, was there research?
No, sir, there are just 4 parts to it.
Okay. Can you list it for Samuel?
Planning, drafting, revising, editing, and proofreading.
Okay. Editing and proofreading is one. Fine. That is it writing skill? Is it writing or what?
Yes, the writing process.
Which point was it? First
The
or the
first,
second?
the first one,
So the second one is what?
the audience analysis.
All right. So for audience analysis, what are the characteristics you need to have and the questions you need to have? You need to have at the back of. You need to answer at the back of your mind. And this question goes to Taiwo Talabi. Taiwo Talabi, unmute your mic. So what are the characteristics you need to have and what are the questions you need to have at the back of your mind while writing to the audience? That's for Taiwo Talabi. Now, okay, Taiwo, go ahead. Unmute your mic.
What you have to have at the back of your mind is that you want the audience to understand what you're writing in the most simpler terms.
Okay. Is that all? I thought there were a lot of characteristics. Taiwo, is that all?
And you want them to understand it, and you want the product usability by them. And also you want to enable customer satisfaction.
Okay. All right. So we have someone here that is maybe praying that I shouldn't call the person. We have Iyenebasi Okon. Iyenebasi Okon, how many levels of audience do we have? Can you list them and break the people that are in that category and break it down with the people that are in that category? Iyenebasi Okon. You're delaying also. Iyenebasi, you're delaying us. Unmute your mic. All right, so University, I'll be removing you from the call since you're not available. When you're available, you join. All right, so that same question goes to Chioma Adugo. How many levels of audience do we have, and who are those in that level?
So we have 3 levels of audience. We have primary audiences, secondary audience, and tertiary audience. In the primary audience, these are people that are directly affected by people that the main readers that we directed by the document. These are like clients, managers, and end users. Then we have secondary audience. That's people that might read the documents for reference or background information. That's technical staff, auditors, or regulators. Then we have tertiary audience. These are people that are indirectly affected, maybe like the general public and mass and the media, who might interpret the document later. Thank you.
All right. So let's say clap for yourself. Does that still work? Chioma, peace. Chioma, peace. You relax, oh. Don't rush.
Yes, sir.
Chioma Adugo. Why are the both of you, Chioma? Please. What happened? Are you guys related?
So we're not related.
So what happened?
So it's coincidence.
Are you sure that thing that happens at the hospital where they mistakenly, you know what I
No,
mean?
no sir.
Yeah, yeah, the nurse, I did not say anything wrong. I'm just, thinking. Probably I'm thinking too much. But that thing do happen, right?
Yeah. But
It
here
Is
it is
there?
happens.
commonly.
It happens. Okay. Chama P said yes. Please do your DNA test by next week. All right. Let's continue. Oops. Structuring information logically. A well-structured, sorry, my Excel just opened. A well-organized structure ensures that ideas flow smoothly and that the audience can follow the arguments or instructions without confusion. Logical structuring supports clarity and efficiency. I wanted us to check on that product now. So let's just rush it up. Strategies for logical organization. I think this should be the last point. Yep. So strategies for logical organization. Number one, use standard structures. Strategies for logical organization. Let's go up again. A well-organized structure ensures that ideas flow smoothly and that the audience can follow the arguments or instructions without confusion. Logical structure supports clarity and efficiency. Check what logical means. Strategies for logical organization. One, use standard structures. Chronological, chronological. For processes or historical accounts, you have sequential, procedural. For instructions or steps, we have cause and effect. For analytical reports, we have problem solution. For proposals or recommendations, we have general to specific, specific to general. For technical explanation. Now, should I even explain this? Mm, 908. Let's continue. Let's continue. Employ clear heading and subheading. You know what heading means? Heading guides readers through conducts and helps them locate information quickly. You know what heading is? For example, you can, if you are if you are fixing a sewage tank, not a sewage tank, a toilet, your toilet. So your manual where you have the seat cover, you put a heading, seat cover, then the installation process follows. Don't carry seat cover installation process under structure mounting or structure stability. It's going to be confusing. So you give it its own heading. So you have use transitions, transitional words and phrases. Example, therefore, in contrast, as a result, maintain coherence between ideas. Take note. Present key points early. Many professional readers prefer summaries or conclusions first, known as the inverted pyramid structure. Many professional readers prefer summaries or conclusions first. Okay, let's continue. So we could then support points with evidence. Use data, visuals, and examples to reinforce argument and enhance clarity. This was the question I asked. Who answered the question? God, forgotten. Um, who answered that question? It has escaped my memory. Choma Peace is not you. Okay, yes. It was Choma Peace that I did voting. Yeah, Choma Peace, yeah. Choma. All right. So the fifth point, we have the fourth point. So the fourth point, integrating process and audience awareness. The writing process and audience analysis are interdependent. At every stage, planning, drafting, revising, and editing, the writer must keep the audience in mind. For instance, during planning, audience analysis shapes the content and tone. In drafting, it guides vocabulary and level of detail. During revision, feedback for audience representatives ensures relevance. In editing, clarity and accessibility for the intended readers are refined. Integrating process and audience awareness. That's the fourth one. And in the writing process and audience analysis, I'm reading it, I'm going through it again. The writing process and audience analysis are interdependent. At every stage, planning, drafting, revising, and editing, the writer must keep the audience in mind. For instance, during planning, audience analysis shapes the content and tone. During planning, audience analysis. The audience analysis should remember it consists of which people are making use of this thing. It can be location wise, that is which country, which people, is it the local people or people that are in a particular region and they have certain level of education? Are they the one looking for, like, you're targeting? Is it the rich? Is it the educated? So it's very, 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 very important. Then in drafting, it guides vocabulary and level of detail. So while you are drafting, the level of detail is determined by the drafting process. During revision, feedback from audience representatives ensure relevance. Then in editing, clarity and accessibility for the intended reader are refined. An iterative approach, moving back and forth between writing and analyzing the audience, produces documents that are purposeful, polished, and reader-centered. Produces content that are purposeful, polished, and reader-centered. Take note. And in an iterative approach, moving back and forth between writing and analyzing the audience, produces documents that are purposeful, polished, and reader-centered. Thank you. Ask your question, then we move to the product. Ask your questions or forever hold your peace. Okay, in the next 1 minute, we'll be looking at the products. If you have a question, ask now. If you have a question, ask now. One minute to go, 1 minute to go, 1 minute to go. So by 9:15, we go into the products. All right, 9:15. Let's go. Stop presenting. Yep. Then window. Where is it? Oh, shit, sorry. This hold on, let me share windows. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, what is showing on my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
What is showing on my screen?
Your Google page.
Okay. All right. So the name of the product is called Damage DA. Oh, sorry. DAMA damagedbdd.com. DAMAGEDBDD.com. bdd.com. This is the name of the project and the name of their websites. All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, Damage BDD is a product that helps verify, that helps run some testing for any product. For example, okay, let me go through their platform. What is Damage BDD? Damage BDD is a platform that lets anyone, not just programmers, describe how software should behave using simple sentences. These sentences are written in a format called BDD, Behavior Driven Development, which turns software testing into a conversation between a cryptic task only engineers understand. Think of it like writing instructions for how an app should work. And Damage BDD automatically checks if the app really does that. This makes it possible for teams of all skill levels, developers, testers, support staff, even end users to work together and catch problems before they reach the real world. Now, before you run a test, for example, you write the problem you are trying to check if this product has. This platform will help you check if this problem actually exists. You run a test. Oh, I just finished building this product or this website. Can it be checked if users can make use of the search bar? Now, users from any region. Now, the product helps you run the tests to determine if these features is actually working and gives you feedback. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why is it powerful? Unlike traditional testing tools that need experts and manual efforts, Damage BDD use plain language to define tests, work across technical and non-technical teams, can simulate massive user activities to test performance, work automatically inside CI, that's continuous integration, CD, continuous development systems. It can detect performance using before they go live. That is through the use of APIs. So you can test an API before your project goes live to see if whatever you are sending and what you are receiving is working. So it enables Bitcoin-based payments for verified contribution. This means Damaged BDD isn't just about testing. It's about trust, transparency, and automation at scale. Example. So tests echo Jason. Don't worry about this part. This part. Don't worry about this part. Okay. Let's do an example. Now, features. Test echo JSON at functionality of JSON using HTTP API. God, this is technical. Jesus. Okay. Okay, let me break it down. For example, I can say if I'm building a website and I'm trying to get, for example, if you search for a product, you should get the products from a database using that API. I can now say test this API to be sure that, so this API is probably json.com, to be sure that every product that is being searched for gets to reflect on my website. This is the scenario. So get the request from that particular API. So given I am using this server, this is my website's name. This is my server, probably my database also. When I make a GET request, that is to get the data remember when you are making a search, you are getting information. To get the data from this database, then the JSON at this must be this. So now the result from this should be this. So this will run a test to be sure that the result of probably tomato has been seen on the database and the result is true. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't just say yes if you don't understand it. Tell me you don't understand, no. Okay, now better. So now this tells damage BDD what to test, and it does the heavy lifting behind the scenes, checking servers, APIs, and even the entire app. Now, I want to search for tomato. Now, this is the API I'm getting this tomato from my data. Remember, okay, it's not built a website before. In every website, there is a back end and there's a front end. Front end is what you see, back end is what you don't see. So you don't see the codes that have been written for that website. Now, every data, everything you see on your website, all the products is stored in a particular database. Every payment you make is stored in database. Now you want to search for a product, and you are now saying, okay, let me use this to test if any product I search for can be received from that database. And if that product is not found, what is the error I am to expect? That's what the product actually does. It helps you run tests, series of tests easily without writing codes. That is it. It helps you run series of tests without writing codes. Probably zero to no codes, 0 to 1 codes or so. So let's continue. So this is business use cases, web and mobile app. So this monitor uptime, load and functionalities, smart contracts, that's Web3, continuous audit decentralized app, enterprise system, automates quality assurance and compliance check, infrastructure teams, track service availability and performance, product team, capture features requests and reward usage, AI and bots, auto-generate tests and verify their own behavior. Most of these things are not available for now. What is available is the test case of your softwares and your APIs. Most of it are not available. Now, how do you benefit from running tests? That's a revenue stream. Pay per tests. Users pay in Bitcoin or damage token to run tests at scale. But you don't get to use your own money to run tests as a new user. So once you sign up, they give you a free damage token for you to make use of to run your own tests. Now, bulk bounties, token rewards for contributors who define useful tests. You have different integration, blah, 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 blah. You now go into target user roles. So where you the role end user, initial requirements, feature requests, defect reporting. So this is the product. What you need to do now is you go through the product extensively, very, 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 very well. And by our next class tomorrow, I think tomorrow or next tomorrow, I'm going to show you the use case of this product. I'm going to show you the use case of this product. So go through it very well. Then by tomorrow, we will continue from where we stop now, but I won't go through most of the things again because I believe you've been able to go through it very, very well. Or we can schedule a day outside today, outside maybe by tomorrow, then we go through the product alone, probably for 1 hour, to understand the product very well. Let's cast a vote. What do you suggest? Were you people seeing what I was showing you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you suggest? Should we fix up a day?
Yes, sir, we can fix a date.
I think we
Okay,
should, sir.
Rakayat.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Choma, you said something.
So I said we can fix a date.
Okay, okay. That date will be announced probably tonight or by tomorrow. Yes, let's fix a day. I did not understand the product part. I know, Choma, is it not you? I know you won't understand the product part. All right. So before we wrap up, before we end for today, there is okay. Before we wrap up for today, there's something very, very important. There's something very, very important before you make your post. Now, there's a program that we had a lot of comments from people that did not make it to the deadline of payment and registration for this program. So we are offering people an opportunity to be part of it. Then their program is starting next month, November. So I'll drop the flyer in the group. While you are posting your screenshots of attendance, post it along with the flyer and the registration link. Now it covers only two courses: products, project management, and data analysis. Then there's a free course, which is still the product testing process, which is totally for free. Now, data analysis and project management is what is being covered for the people. That's the only thing we can do for people now, because they saw the registration process since they didn't want to sign up. So your job now is to post it with your registration link. Now, take notes. We might give scholarship, we might give sponsorship for people to go professional. For some people who are serious. Last batch, we sponsored over 20 people. We sponsored almost times 10 of people that even paid for professional program. We don't know how it might be for this batch. I was able to do that out of compassion, and we've been able to employ 3 students. They are working full time now with us, and they are being paid salary. So if you are serious, we will all take you serious. The professional class should start 1st of November, depending, 1st or 5th of November. Every registration process, payment process will be made known to you by next week. So stay updated. And for you people, my birthday is in 10 days. I'm just sharing it. So I might not be celebrating it with you people. I was celebrating it alone and the people closer to me. So, but I'm going to take pictures of the cake and whatsoever food I'm going to eat, then send it as view once to you. So when you view it once, don't think about it. Just swallow saliva and pray for me. Rukayat, no, nothing like happy birthday in advance. Relax first. Calm down. You're rushing. All right. So, Choma, go ahead.
Sorry, sir, it was a mistake.
It's you now. I was even surprised I permitted you to say something. All right. So, thank you, and take good care of yourself. And majorly for those that will be celebrating with me, I might drop a location, but since you are students, it's not advisable. So take good care of yourself, eat well, sleep well, and anything you want to do well again, do it. Take care.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
All right.
Thank
Remember
you.
to
Have
send the
a
link.
wonderful night, sir.
Which one is this one? Remember to send a link of your post to the WhatsApp. Look at this one is have a wonderful night. Who told you I do sleep? All right. So that's by the way. Remember to send the link to your post to the Nigerian number. And if you have any pressing issues or private issues you want to communicate directly with me, My number is the UK number that is the admin in the group. Take good care of yourself. Have a lovely night and sleep well if you want to. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.